beyond traditional visits and train models to address the unique challenges of a hyper-urbanized, technology-driven megacity. As the extension arm of the Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems, its extension delivery is now defined by digitization, urban resilience, and private sector synergy. Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Lagos Farmer here on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. My name is Taiwo Barua, and certainly I have my co-anchor in the studio with me this afternoon.
Good evening, Lagos.
Good evening, Lagos, Nigeria. So myself and Adediji will be hosting you on the show this afternoon, giving you all the info you desire in terms of urban farming. All right, our guest this afternoon is the head of Field Activities, Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority. Temitope Ojo is guesting with us on the show. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
All right, it is nice to have you on the program.
Nice seeing you too.
All right, then let's get down to business. So first, tell us about field operations and how you handle things. What does it entail?
Okay, thank you very much. In Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority, our core mandate is to ensure food security in Lagos State. And how do we do this? We do this by making sure that our farmers get the right information, they get the correct skills and support required for them to improve their productivity, income, and ensure food security in Lagos State. Agriculture has moved away or further from the traditional method. Now we are talking about agriculture driven by technology. So we make sure that we disseminate proven agricultural technologies to the farmer. Basically, the extension arm is the bridge between the researchers, that the research institutes, the government, and the farmers. So technologies from research institutes are disseminated to the farmers and other stakeholders in such a way that they understand, and this will translate to improving food production in Lagos State. The difference between worker production and productivity. You may have 1 acre of farmland and may have just a plot of farmland. The yield from one plot may be more than what you get from 1 acre.
Tell me about it.
Good. It is about using the inputs in the right amount. So what I'm trying to say is that there are innovations now, there are technologies now that can help you to maximize and optimize the yield from your farm. So we are no longer talking about productivity, especially in Lagos, where we have the problem of urban encroachment. So we are talking about improved technology. Now we have improved varieties of seeds now that are resilient to climate changes, that are high yielding, that are resistant and tolerant to most pests and diseases. So through all this, you are able to increase your productivity, and that is what we do in our agency.
Okay, tell us about your reach.
Okay, our reach transverse across the whole of Lagos State. And we are structured in such a way that we have 3 zones in the state. We cover the whole state, all the 20 local government areas and 37 LCDs. We have what we call the Eastern Zone. Our Eastern Zone headquarters is in Ikorodu, and this Eastern Zone covers local government LCDs that are in Ikorodu.
Like?
Yes, Ikorodu, Koshofe, and Shomolu. Then we have the 5 Eastern Zone, which the headquarters is in Epe, and this 5 Eastern Zone covers local government like Epe, Lagos Island, Etiosa, and Ibejuleki. Then we have the Western Zone. The headquarters is at Badagry. This zone covers the remaining local government ICDs, talking about from Ikeja to Agege to Ifako Jaye to Amuwo Odofin to Lagos mainland, or even up to Surulere, Oshodi Solo local government areas. So from what I've just said, you can see that we cover the whole of Lagos State.
Lagos, absolutely.
Yes.
Taiwo, you mentioned among the local governments, Ikeja.
Ikeja, yes.
So it's agricultural activity happening in Ikeja.
At Ikeja, because yes. It appears like a central business district.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. There is this notion that agricultural activities are not taking place in Lagos State, but I must assure you, we are not talking about open cultivating or in open field alone. In Ikeja, Surulere, we have a lot of farmers. We have some who have farms in their compound. Yes, you can plant in sacks. You can do what we call wall farming. You can rear your fish in concrete tanks or plastic tanks. You can rear your poultry, in such a way that it will not create nuisance to the environment. These are some of the messages we preach. And beyond that, agriculture is beyond tilling the soil and rearing animals. It cuts across all the value chains, from the upstream to the midstream down to the downstream. You could be involved in agro-processing. That is what we call value addition. So all these are things we cover. So we do not cover only, or we don't limit our activities only to those who cultivate the soil or rear animals. Our activities cut across all the agricultural value chains, from production till the food gets to your table. And even we have integrated vertically and horizontally. So apart from that, we even have other activities that are more or less allied, that are not basically agricultural practice per se, but they are allied, maybe sales of inputs and all that.
Okay.
These are activities that are within our purview.
But I know that in urban planning, in urban and physical planning, there is something called the residential area.
Okay.
There is the central business district. Where is the place of urban planning in having agri settlement within a residential area? Say, for instance, fish farming. Are we considering environmental pollution?
Thank you so much. I have just told you that agriculture has moved away from those days where your activity could create nuisance to your neighbor. I can assure you, I can tell you that you could be rearing poultry within your area, and your next neighbor would not know. Reason is because we preach waste management practices that will not create any environmental pollution. There are additives that could add to your feed, which are friendly to the animal and also friendly to human beings also. So the same thing with fish farming. For example, people will say, oh, the wastewater creates nuisance and all that. With our regular water change, daily regular water change, nobody will know that you are rearing fish within your compound. And why are we doing all this? Why are we preaching about farming? One, to make sure that Lagosians have access to food. Number two, to reduce the household expenditure on food. Number three, to create alternative employment, especially for our youths and women, so that they'll be engaged in productive activities. Then number four, to make sure that every Lagosian has access to fresh food. And of course, also there will be traceability. You grow what you eat. So you know that what you eat is coming from you.
An average Lagosian listening to us right now would assume that, in controlling this environmental pollution, it might amount to application of chemicals and all of that. And since we're mindful of our health also, things we inhale, considering, the types of ailment that we have outside now, are we doing anything? Are we paying attention to all of these things?
Thank you so much. Yes, we are. I've just told you, apart from the fact that we encourage Lagosians to produce food, we encourage them to produce food in a healthy environment and in such a way that it will not harm their health.
Okay.
So part of what we do is that we monitor the use of agrochemicals. We always encourage our farmers against the overuse of chemicals. In fact, there is what we call indigenous technology, which we also promote to our farmers. And also now we are moving away from the use of agrochemicals to what we call organic farming.
Good. Okay. Tell us a little about it.
About organic farming.
Good. Organic farming has to do with moving away from the use of synthetic chemicals.
Okay.
Like herbicides, pesticides, or even synthesized antibiotics.
Okay.
To the use of plants and animals that are beneficial. For example, we have our neem extracts, which you can use for controlling pests.
When you say neem,
yes,
from dongoyaro.
Yes, from dongoyaro.
Okay.
You can make use of rabbit urine. It is a form of herbicide on its own, and at the same time, it is a form of a pesticide.
Okay.
You can use garlic. Garlic is a form of antibiotic. Ginger tobacco leaves. There are ways by which you can extract the active ingredients and use them in a beneficial way.
way.
Okay.
All right, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It is getting more interesting.
Absolutely.
Just if you're wondering, I mean, owning a farm around your house and you're thinking, how do I manage all of these things? Because I know some people already tried out some of these things in the past, and pests invading their farm or garden did not allow them continue, and they are thinking, okay, so how do I eat healthy when I have to keep applying chemicals? For example, I won't even go close to chemicals. I would rather explore some of these natural herbs. So it's an interesting conversation. You can be a part of this by putting a call through 0915-387-7127. You can also send a message to our WhatsApp platform on 0809-9120-777.
Great. Now, your farmers, with the population of Lagos, how are you able to reach them effectively? Are they into groups, or you reach them one-on-one? How do you do that?
Okay, thank you so much. We reach our farmers on group basis. Basically, we arrange them into groups, associations, and cooperatives. The reason why I would do that is it allows for greater efficiency, it allows for productivity, it allows for monitoring. Basically, we do not have, I would not say we have enough extension agents, and the number of farmers in Lagos State are growing on a daily basis. So by getting the farmers in groups, we are able to pass our messages to a large number of audience. Apart from that, we also have what we call farmer-to-farmer extension services.
Okay.
If you can get just a member of the group and make him to adopt our innovation, he can now pitch our message to the other members of the group. So in this way, our work is being simplified.
Hearsay information can be a bit distorted, and given that we are in the era of information explosion, there is so much on the web space.
Exactly.
But then, what digital channels do you explore to disseminate information to prospective farmers in Lagos?
Thank you so much. As I've said, agriculture has moved away from the traditional method. And though the contact method is still there, we also reach our farmers through the virtual means, and that is through various social media platforms.
Okay.
Basically, most of our farmers on community basis have been formed into what we call an e-extension community platform. Now, what happens here is that our extension agents have all the farmers in the community on a platform. Through this, they are able to pass messages to the farmers real time, and the farmers' challenges are addressed through this. Apart from that, we have our social media platforms in LSADA.
Okay.
Like we are on Twitter, formerly called X, that's Lagos ADA. We are on Facebook, Lagos State ADA. We are on YouTube, Lagos ADA, and we are also on Instagram, Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority. So through all these social media handles, we are able to pass messages to a large number of them. Apart from this, we also pass messages to our farmers through radio, just like as we are doing.
Okay.
And also through we have a magazine called Lagos Magazine. We also pass messages across our farmers.
Okay. Beyond the small groups that you formed, are there bigger platforms or associations that you relate with, under which the small, like a group is like how many people?
The minimum number of farmers in a group is 10. So it could be far more than that.
So do they do they have associations so that you can relate easily with associations? Do you have?
Yes, thank you very much for that. Definitely we have. We have the umbrella body of all the farmers. We call it AFAN, All Farmers Association of Nigeria.
Okay.
Lagos branch.
Yes, the Lagos branch.
Okay.
Then we now have the commodity associations. Like we have the Cassava Growers Association of Nigeria, the Lagos State branch. We have LASCAFA, Lagos State Catfish and Allied Farmers Association of Nigeria, LASCAFA.
Okay.
We have the Raban, that's the Rabbit Farmers Association of Nigeria. We have RIFAN, the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria.
The association will be.
Yes, they are commodity. They are commodity association. That is a association based on associations based on commodity. Those who are into rice production, those who are into sheep and goat, those who are into catfish, those who are into rabbits. You
have to start separating small grain of rice association, long grain of rice association, our father rice association.
Is there for B?
For B, for now, no.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So then we just fall under AFAN.
Yes, but AFAN is the umbrella body. And we have very good relationship.
Do they have president, treasurer, all of that?
Definitely do. They are organized.
They are
well organized groups. Yes.
I mean, the least set of people that you would expect that will be organized are the people that are usually organized. Trust me. When you hear farmers, you would, and it was in the past that you would hear farmers and assume that they are those who carry hoes and cutlass and all of those things, but now they are not even what we used to see them as. But then let's look at how effective the use of these digital platforms is. The LSADA getting the desired impact considering the shortcomings of poor network coverage and infrastructure in rural areas?
Yes, we are. Even though you have mentioned some of the shortcomings, on a daily basis, more of our farmers are coming on board because they have seen the benefit of belonging to the social media platforms. As I've said, through these platforms, our farmers get messages, real-time messages. For example, messages on incidents of pests and diseases, messages on weather. At times, even messages on we give them some early warning signs. Maybe we observe that maybe there has been an outbreak of pests and disease in a neighboring state. We can easily inform our farmers on the steps they can do to prevent the disease from spreading to their farm. And our farmers are really seeing the benefits of this, and most of them are joining. Apart from that, we also teach our farmers on digital literacy.
But we can't even overemphasize the essence of this urban farming as against the regular farming that people know. Can we reiterate the importance of these urban farming as against the regular farming that people know?
Okay, thank you so much. Urban farming came about as a result of urban encroachment. We are in Lagos, and you can see that there is a lot of...
There's no village again in Lagos.
Even apart from that, there's a lot of demand on use of land for non-agricultural purposes. Yes, so we need to preach what we call space saving efficiency agriculture, and that is why we are preaching the urban farming. So basically, as I've said, with smart practices, with precision farming, on that small piece of land in your backyard, you can produce as much as a farmer who is in an open field. I've said what you get on 1 acre of farmland, you can get on 1 plot of farmland. And moving away from that...
Wait, let me cut in there. What kind of crop are we looking at now that you would get the same thing from a plot of land and an acre of land?
Thank you so much. It is all about best agricultural practices. For example, we have high-yielding varieties of crops now. Like we have some high-yielding varieties of maize, of cassava, of vegetables. We have some varieties of vegetables that are, as Alan said, that are resistant to pests and diseases. And mind you, we don't only preach that people should produce food to fill their belly. We promote what we call nutrition-sensitive agriculture. We have some varieties of food now that are nutrient dense. Can you believe that? The notion is that maize contains only carbohydrates, but it's no longer true. We have some varieties of maize now. There's what called protein vitamin A maize. It's rich in protein and as well rich in vitamin A. And you know what vitamin A does to the body?
What kind of maize is that?
We call it PVA maize. It's an improved variety of maize. And it is early maturing. It is tolerant and resistant to most pests and diseases.
Is it a single seed or multiple seedlings?
No, you plant a seed. Okay. The yield it will give you is almost double or times, almost 3 times what the local or the other varieties of maize can give you. We have also called the orange flesh sweet potato now. It's a variety of potato that is also rich in vitamin A. We have what we call another cassava variety of cassava that's also rich in vitamin A. We call it yellow cassava variety. if you okay, we have a part of the country when they process their garri, they add palm oil so that it turns yellow.
Yes, yellow.
You don't have to do that. We have a variety of cassava that after processing to garri, it gives you yellow color, and that yellow color is there because of the vitamin A, which is carotene. So as you can see, with urban farming, you can produce at least half of what your family needs. In this way, your family expenditure on food will be reduced, and you have money to take care of other family expenses.
All right. Hopefully, we're not doing ourselves more harm than good. I just want to believe that because we're quick to look for money in this part of the world while we are here preaching the gospel of urban farming and how to do it right. Please do not go to the regular market to buy chemicals, to stop pest infestation and all of those things. Please be mindful of what you do to your small garden.
Très bien. Now, our farmers, they are into groups and associations.
Yes.
Are there interventions from the government to support them?
Yes. There have been interventions from the government. You observe that since last year, the prices of food has been dropping.
Okay.
This is or has been as a result of government intervention. I'll give you an example. The government came up with an intervention, in fact, last year, and that's as well the 25% subsidy on agricultural inputs for fish feed and poultry feed. The major problem or challenge of farmers, especially fish farmers and poultry farmers, is cost of feed. 70% of production cost goes on feeding. But through the government intervention, farmers were able to have access, the Lagos State government, to fish feeds and poultry feeds at 25% subsidy. And this has increased their production, and many of them have come back into business. Apart from this, we also provide what we call skill empowerment to farmers. We give them trainings on smart climate and climate smart agriculture. We give them trainings on insurance. We give them trainings on financial literacy. We give them trainings on how they can have access to credit. We have collaboration with some microfinance banks, and these banks give out loans to farmers at single-digit interest rate with no collateral attached.
You are the collateral?
Well, no. We must be in group. The group, yes. Once they're in groups, no problem.
Okay, très bien. Okay, we need to find out if something is coming from the government, there will be some level of politics in it. How do you differentiate the real farmers from the political farmers?
Thank you so much. And that is why group is very important.
Okay.
Or what we call cooperatives. Most government interventions get to the farmers through the groups. The groups, they know one another.
Okay.
They know who is a politician, and they know who is not a politician. So if you are not a farmer and you want to join the group, they will not allow you. Okay. They will not give you access because they know that you are not a farmer. And joining them will discredit the association. And that's why Lagos State government has been reaching farmers through the associations which are credible and they are well known.
Okay, this has been a very interesting conversation.
Yeah.
So if our listeners would want to reach you after this program, how can we reach you?
Okay, thank you so much. You can reach us. We have our office, Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority, Okoba Road, very close to Abattoir.
Yes.
You can also reach us on our various social media handles. Like I've said, we are on Facebook, Lagos State ADA. We are on Twitter, that is down X, Lagos ADA. Also, you can reach us on 0802. You can reach us through this phone number, 0802 320 1282. I'll call that again, 0802 320 1282. And we'll be glad.
All right, that's where we'll drop the anchor on the show today. To be honest, I enjoyed this conversation because it's more practical, relatable to what every regular farmer would experience if you truly have a garden at home. You can relate to some of the things we mentioned this afternoon. I must say a very big thank you to you, Temitope Ojo, the head Field Activities, Lagos State Agricultural Development Authority. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you so much.
I have done this together with DDG Odulesi this afternoon.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. All right, then. My name is Tayo Barua. Lagos Farmer makes a return next week, Friday, at 4:30. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Friday, Lagos.
Bonjour.